Hey guys, I want to talk to you about some of the other tools that I've built. This one here is one of my pride and joys. It makes my life easier. It can make your life easier if you have one. You don't have to have this one that's so extravagant. But I want to go over a couple things when I built it, and I could show you just the differences of how I made this one compared to what you store-bought. So this one here is fully electronic. It's 110. This is a 3-phase motor. This is the converter. This black box here. These are ball door motor and a ball door inverter box. This has a potentiometer, so it can go from nothing, just creeping, to wide open. And then I have reverse as well. So when I built this is 2x4 tubing, and I couldn't get the gap that I wanted here. So what happens is you actually put these two pieces in a milling machine, and you mill this side and the underside paper thin. Before I had a 1/2 inch gap, and then as you mill it paper thin, it opens up to a 3/4 inch gap. Another thing is, the reason I kind of designed this the way I did is both axles or dies up here, they both drive. So what I did is I keywayed both. So it's a perfect non-slip, I guess you want to call it, motion when it's all being driven. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate here in a minute of how this kind of all goes together. So another thing that I kind of created, and I've copied this off one of my teacher's machines. So these handles here actually loosen the collar that drives this upper shaft. So this top shaft moves in and out a total of 1.5 inches. So just with these pair of dies, if I set it right here, this is a profile as I go down a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper. So I probably have 10 to 15 different profiles. But on these same pair of dies, I could move this to my desired depth and have another 10 to 15 different profiles. So amongst these dies and all these dies, I have a possibility of 20,000 profiles. Up here, this is kind of what made me really enjoy building this tool. And the way these gears work, so you guys can understand how this shaft is moving and it's still being driven. If you can see that, that's a 1 inch wide gear. And when it's dead center, it's centered on the top and the bottom gear. But as I come forward, like so, now I'm riding on a 1/4 inch of this gear and a 1/4 inch of the other gear that's kind of back here, and it's same there. So that kind of gets that in the process that I want of doing whatever particular profile I want. These dies I've ordered all from my teacher, who basically teaches metal shaping. It's Lazzy Metal Shaping. So he sells me all his dies. I built my machine based off his. This here is a fence, and so I'm going to kind of show you a couple profiles. So for instance, this fence is just to hold something straight so I can do something in a straight line or pattern. So this is just kind of a basic principle. This here, I have tape on it as you count the revolutions, so you can go back and make multiple profiles the same. So it's touching. I'm going to go 1 complete revolution to where it was, and then I'm just going to run it through and keep it on the guide. It's going to bend it a little bit, but I could always straighten it back out. So that's one profile. But as you can see, I can move that. I could move this in, and these are the same pair of dies. Most bead rollers, you can't do this. So I'll do the same thing without the guide. So this is the same profile, but it's wider. As you can see, this is like roughly 3/16 of an inch. This is more like 3/8. But then you can start getting really creative with it, and you can do anything. So I'm gonna slow my speed down, and I'm gonna show you what you could actually do with this. So as I'm doing it, I'm just moving the metal. That's all I'm doing. I'm letting the machine do the work. But as you can see when I'm done, and this is, I mean, it depends on how artistic you are. I could start a set of flames. I could also swap out the dies and do your traditional bead rolls. I'll swap it out real quick to show you. But this tool is helped me immensely with what I do, just for the fact of, in my line of work, these body lines on different cars and motorcycles and stuff have been, I could make it anything I want. So the sky's the limit, and I'm not just doing something that's real traditional and everybody has the same. If you guys are looking to get a machine like this, you can go over to Lasny Metal Shaping, and he has a class that he teaches that I've taken, and you can purchase his equipment, which is basically the same as this. You'll notice you will get the results. So this is a different set of dies, and I'm just gonna go kind of show you, I mean, it's pretty quick to kind of just swap out the dies, and then in a matter of seconds, I've got a new profile. But I could also do it like this and almost kind of create art. So anything you could pretty much do. If you want to get into the art side of it, you could even do things like this, which that's just all hand drawn, and then use the according dies to what you want. This machine, it's not cheap. It will probably set you back anywhere between, with shipping and everything, probably anywhere between, the machine I think is around 5,000, but with shipping and everything, you're probably looking at 55, 6 grand. They do make different ones, Mittler Brothers, such like that have a deeper throat and what have you, but this I kind of built on what I think would help me the best. And this is another tool, like I said, that I'm pretty proud of. I mean, there's a lot of machining and stuff that went on in it, a lot of engineering, and it really helps me perfect my trade. If you guys want to look more into the machine, like I said, you can go to Lasny Metal Shaping and look at his equipment. This is built the same way. Or if you have any questions and you're building your own and you kind of want some tips, this was a huge game changer for me myself. And the shafts that I made them out of 4140 tool steel, just so they wouldn't flex or bend. And they haven't been. I mean, I put all bronze bushings inside here and stuff like that to act as bearings, but I strongly suggest, if you're gonna buy or make an equipment with anything, is build it to what suits you, but also build it for the fact to be versatile. And that's what I like about this machine with this upper shaft. It's very versatile. As you can see, I don't even have all the dies that can come with this. So stay tuned, and I have another project that you've probably seen in the video in the background, but I'm building more tools as we speak, and I'll have more videos on that as it gets a little bit further along.